The version of GarageBand that's part of iLife 09 has a number of really wonderful interface elements to it. Some really great improvements. One of the ones I want to take a look at is a way to loop tracks when I'm doing audio editing in order to make sure that that track is perfect without having to make that track a specific loop. And so what I've got here is a podcast. It's an interview with photographer Steve Simon, and I'm going to double click on this little section of audio. Now this section of audio was recorded over a telephone, so I'm going to want to tweak this just a little bit. I'm going to come down to this clip here, and you'll notice that when I'm looking at the clip in the editor, there's now a little play button right here. And if I click the play button, that section of audio will start to play, and as soon as it gets to the end of the section of audio, it's going to loop again.
Well, that's it, and I think that, again, education is really the key to improving the situation for a lot of people. Well, that's it, and I think
one of the reasons it's important to loop this is because I want to make sure that the entire audio clip has whatever effect that I want applied to it. So for example, now that I've got the audio clip applied, I'm going to come over here to the real instrument section, and I'm going to do some effects to this. And so I'm going to click on vocals, and I'm going to see if some of the vocal effects here can make this clip sound a little bit better. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to do the helium breath effect just so you can see the real-time effects being played. So I'm going to click here to start playing this loop.
Well, that's it, and I think that, again, education is really
the key to improving the situation for a lot of people.
Well, that's it, and
Now you'll notice that the helium effect obviously isn't something that I'm going to want to use in a podcast, but it's something that I wanted to show because it instantaneously applied that to the clip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing again. I'm going to try a couple of different effects and see if any of them make this clip sound better.
Well, that's it, and I think that, again, education is really the key to improving the situation for a lot of people. Well, that's it, and I think that, again, education is really the key to improving the situation for a lot of people.
There, now what I've done is I've picked the live performance effect. The live performance effect actually gives it a slight little bit of reverb, but also boosts the audio a little bit. And for this particular clip, that's the effect that I want. Now that I've done something to this section of audio, I can go and do that same thing to any other sections of audio. So here's a little bit of my voice-in questions for Steve. And I'm going to just play that track.
That doesn't even make sense from a practical standpoint. I mean, if you just look at it, 1/3 of your neighbors are suffering from a condition.
Okay, so I'm sounding a little bit flat there. You'll notice that if I come over, I've got the podcasting effect on for this already, and it's male narrator. Let me just try male radio noisy. That's going to boost the effect a little bit. I'm going to hit play again.
That doesn't even make sense from a practical standpoint. I mean, if you just look at it, 1/3 of your neighbors.
Okay, so that's given my audio a little bit of boost too. I can do that on an individual level, or I can select all of my clips and apply this effect. But now I've been able to play just a small audio clip and make a little audio effect to it, thanks to the little looping play tool that I've got in GarageBand 09.